Good afternoon, good evening, or a very early good morning, depending on where you are around the world. Thank you today for your time and attention and your continued support of BarTender, and in this case specifically, BarTender 2022. A couple of quick housekeeping items. Before we officially get started, the webinar is being recorded and all attendees will get a link to the recording and the thank you note shortly after the broadcast. The thank you note will also include the slides from today's presentation and instructions on how to get 2022 and more. Please submit your questions via the dashboard on the GoToWebinar panel. They will be answered. If we don't get to them during the webinar, or if for some reason it's too in-depth and we don't have enough time, we will follow up with you and answer your questions individually after the event. So be sure to include all your questions in the Q&A. And last, please opt into BarTender emails via the BarTender portal that you can find at portal.siegelsscientific.com. And if you just click on your info section, you can select the emails that you'd like to receive. And let's officially get started, and welcome to the BarTender 2022 release webinar. I'm Carolyn McLeod. I lead a group of amazing marketers globally, and we can be reached at channel marketing at siegelsscientific.com. If you have any particular marketing needs in your area, just hit us up and we're happy to help you out. We have Mike Leo, our Director of Product Marketing, and genius. We're lucky to have him here, and it's a genuine pleasure working with him. I'm really glad he's here. And of course, Lee Stevens, who you may know, you may have encountered. He's our Senior Sales Engineer. He can possibly answer just about any question you could possibly think of, not only on BarTender, but about any topic. And we're lucky to have you here as well today, Lee. Let me hand the control over to Mike.
Great, thank you, Carolyn. And thank you everyone for joining us today. It's a pretty simple agenda. I'm going to be covering, of course, our newest software release, BarTender 2022. Lee will then talk about how customers like yourself are using BarTender 2022. And he'll turn it back to me and I'll talk a little bit about how you can get BarTender 2022 and its availability. And then we'll end it, as mentioned by Carolyn, with question and answer, where we'll try and answer any questions that you might have. As Carolyn mentioned, make sure as I'm going through and as Lee is going through the presentation that you go to the questions function in the GoToMeeting control there and type in your question, and at the end we'll see if we can answer it, and if not, we'll be sure to follow up with you directly. So we're in the midst of a supply chain crisis. Warehouses around the world are being squeezed by demand to store more goods than there is space and to ship out products faster than their staff can keep up. Even now, our customers are seeing demand for packaged goods soar while supply is still being constrained by a number of factors, including factory shutdowns, quadrupling of shipping costs, hundreds of thousands of containers being stranded and in warehouses, along with warehouse vacancy rates dipping below 4% while rents keep rising. The challenge for companies like yourself in the supply chain is being able to respond to these disruptions now and probably on an ongoing basis, and also enabling your organization to be more resilient and able to respond. Of course, labels are everywhere and continue to be an integral part of the supply chain. Organizations that look to modernize their labeling are finding a compelling tool set within an automated labeling management system that helps address these supply chains disruptions. While companies can look at large-scale integration projects between their warehouse, ERP, or other business systems, many of our customers can see more immediate results with an automated labeling management system. As our supply chain guide shows, there are many benefits that an organization can see from an automated labeling management system. including reduced IT load on resources and reduced overall costs, easier, faster, more flexible label design, along with reduced label errors. A label management system also enables an organization to easily centralize and standardize their labeling business processes. This, of course, further supports a global change management infrastructure, which allows the organization to quickly navigate any internal changes and external supply chain disruptions. Finally, a label management system helps an organization be compliant as regulations and standards change. And overall, the organization can more easily scale as they develop new products, modernize their infrastructure, evolve their supply chain, and move into new markets. In addition to these immediate benefits, it also can scale as well as support future integration efforts if the organization decides to go ahead with other business system upgrades. So a quick note for anyone that's not familiar with us, our company has over 35 years history in the barcode reading and printer driver and label design and management business. Today, we're focused on label and document design, along with management, as well as our drivers by Siegel. This includes partnerships with all the major printer and ERP, WMS, and other business system manufacturers and providers. We are a global company with a regional support centers that provide 24/7 follow-the-sun support. BarTender's advantages has made it the #1 label management solution in the world. Most important, BarTender is easy to use, yet powerful and flexible in its range of integration possibilities, ranging from no-code integration, where no developers are required, to deep integration using the latest web-based standards integration methods. With BarTender, our customers have reduced their IT costs and reduced the risk of label errors. We are the only label management software company with global services and support, with a support staff in 5 key geographic locations around the world, including the East and West Coast of the US. There is no one in the industry who has the volume of staff to provide effective 24/7 customer support. Also, we are very proud that we are a #1 Gartner customer recommended label management solution, and that all of the Gartner top 25 supply chain companies, as well as the top 25 healthcare supply chain companies, use BarTender. Our customers are across all industries and all sizes. They use us for vertical specific applications as well as transportation and logistics. What they all have in common is the desire to improve labeling practices, to reduce costs, accelerate logistics, meet regulatory requirements, and to track, trace, and manage what matters. Hospitals, laboratories, medical device, and pharmaceutical companies use BarTender to meet regulatory requirements and track inventory. Manufacturing, packaging, warehouse, and transportation and logistic businesses use BarTender to ensure that the right goods get to the right location. It is estimated that 70% of enterprise labeling occurs in the manufacturing, warehouse, and logistics space. No matter the size of your business, there is a BarTender solution for you. So with that, I'm happy to announce our latest new release, BarTender 2022. BarTender is the most widely used labeling solution by over 100,000 customers around the world. So companies small and large use BarTender to take their labeling operations to the next level. BarTender 2022 has been built to enable secure printing from anywhere, anytime, within and outside your organization, as well as making it even easier to integrate with your enterprise data and business systems. Let's look at what the new features are in BarTender 2022. BarTender 2022 provides these 4 major enhancements, which I'll quickly review. I'll also describe a number of smaller enhancements available in this upcoming release later in the presentation. After my description of the features here, Lee will then describe how customers are using the new BarTender 2022 features. So first, we have an updated print portal application to allow printing from anywhere at any time on any operating system. Second, we redesigned Print Station. It's now updated with Print Portal's same responsive modern user interface, improved performance, and streamlined functionality. We've also added a new SAP HANA data connector to connect your labeling directly from your SAP HANA database. And finally, we've further extended our integration platform with a new REST API that gives you access to all the BarTender integration builder actions via a standard web-based API. Now, let me go through each feature in a little more detail. Print Portal is now available in Professional and Automation Edition, not just the Enterprise Edition. Note that not all the Print Portal features, though, will be available in all the editions. Some features are still specific to the Automation and Enterprise Editions, for example, workflow support. It's also been approved to provide one-click immediate printing and a number of new customizations, including the ability to customize folder colors and images, which make it easier to locate and manage documents. Administrators can now customize feature views to show and hide print quantity, print preview, and document search functions. They can also allow and disable changing of view options. And finally, feature access options and some security options are now consolidated in a new security properties page. While Print Portal is now available in Professional and Automation Edition, there are some great reasons why customers like yourself would purchase Print Portal in Enterprise Edition. Enterprise Edition customers can enjoy full user and access security. They get Print Portal integrated with Librarian or document management system, along with its workflows. And finally, they get access to the Print Portal REST API for tighter integration. While we've improved Print Portal, we have also introduced a new version of PrintStation. They both now share the same code base. As we continue to enhance Print Portal, these enhancements will easily flow to PrintStation. We're now driving towards having the same feature set across both products, although there will be some inherent differences due to Print Portal being a web-based application and PrintStation being a Windows application. As shown in this slide, the new PrintStation has been completely redesigned and it inherits Print Portal's modern user interface. It provides streamlined operations along with fast performance. PrintStation also gets all the same improved user features, including enhanced file searching, grouping, and sorting options, as well as folder customization. It also gets corporate branding options so that you can use your own logo and color schemes. Administrators can further set security options to grant and limit print operator access to specific folders. They can also set up a new improved standalone kiosk mode support using Windows 10 and 11. And finally, they can configure document and form level actions to enable or limit print operator behaviors. Finally, like in Print Portal, PrintStation in the Enterprise Edition supports integration with Librarian, along with its revisions and workflows. Most customers run both PrintStation and Print Portal. Inside an organization, customers run PrintStation with support for locally attached devices or local printer permissions, and Print Portal on multiple devices equipped with any modern web browser. Outside an organization, customers run Print Portal for remote access, as well as supporting partners, suppliers, and other authorized third parties. As mentioned, PrintStation runs on a Windows PC with BarTender installed, taking full advantage of local capabilities, and includes printing support for automation files such as batch, process, form actions, and BTXML file support. It also has support for weighing scales, as well as local Windows PC printer permissions. There's a command line support, as well as a kiosk mode through Windows 10 and 11 kiosk capabilities. Print Portal, on the other hand, is delivered as a web application and provides remote printing from any modern web browser from any device. Print Portal is super lightweight and doesn't need any application software downloads or installation other than a small software agent that gets installed upon the first time Print Portal is used on a Windows PC. Print Portal also provides tighter integration by being accessible through a REST API. Make sure to consult the release notes and support articles for further details on all fixes and a current limitation around form actions. The next feature in BarTender 2022 is our new SAP HANA database connector. SAP HANA is SAP's proprietary database. Our database connector works with both SAP HANA on-premise software as well as SAP HANA Cloud Service. This SAP HANA data connector joins the 20 other data connectors that are available in BarTender today. Note, of course, that BarTender can already pull data from SAP ERP systems for manual printing, and for automated printing, BarTender today can connect using Integration Builder or one of our APIs. So we've made our integration platform even more powerful. When a customer needs to integrate BarTender with other software or systems in their environment, BarTender now offers 3 methods for integration and automation. First, for a no software coding approach with limited need for IT resources, you can use the existing BarTender integration builder to create highly customizable integrations that seamlessly connect the printing capabilities of BarTender to virtually any enterprise business operation. When you create an integration, you define a trigger event that you want the BarTender integration service to monitor for, and then when the event occurs, the service runs the action that you specify. Integration Builder today has over 70 built-in configurable actions. The value of this integration method is that you only need to configure. No programming is needed. For deeper and more bespoke integrations, you can integrate any type of Windows or web-based applications directly to BarTender through our .NET SDK. This existing BarTender.NET SDK, or software development kit, includes libraries of pre-written and debugged source code that controls BarTender behavior, such as loading BarTender documents and starting print jobs. You can use either C# or VB.NET to seamlessly integrate BarTender functionality into your applications without having to write from scratch the most commonly needed routines for automated printing. And for BarTender 2022, we now have our newest method, the BarTender REST API, which provides the latest modern integration method for deep and bespoke integrations. So let's take a closer look at the BarTender REST API. First, what is a REST API? An API or application programming interface is a set of definitions and protocols for building and integrating application software. A REST API, also referred to as a RESTful web service, is based on representational state transfer, or REST, which is an architectural style and approach to communications often used in modern-day web services development, including many cloud-based services. For current software development, REST technology is generally preferred over other similar technologies. This tends to be the case because REST uses less bandwidth, making it more suitable for efficient internet usage. RESTful APIs are also widely supported across a variety of languages, development environments, and software tools, as you can see on this slide here. Now, let's see how the BarTender REST API works. As mentioned, the BarTender REST API allows you to integrate the print and automation features of BarTender into your web applications. The BarTender REST API supports the 70+ actions to do printing, data transformations, file folder manipulations, and I/O operations like sending and receiving data over a network socket. These actions can be combined into scripts with supported formats including YAML, JSON, and BTXML to support your business rules and business processes. These complex processes mirror what you could create with BarTender Integration Builder or Process Builder. Note that we are the only labeling solution that provides the full integration platform capabilities in a REST API. This BarTender REST API will also serve as a foundation for a universal BarTender product API that is supported across all BarTender products. Applications built with this API will run across all supported BarTender products. Using the BarTender REST API requires basic familiarity with software development, web services, and the BarTender user interface. The BarTender REST API is well documented using OpenAPI. All the actions supported in the BarTender REST API are also documented in a YAML action reference guide. While both methods allow you to automate your label printing, when would you use the BarTender REST API versus the .NET SDK? The main driver, of course, would be the development resources that you had available and their expertise. If you had a choice to choose, like let's say for a new project, the BarTender REST API has some key advantages. It's a well-defined and standardized interface. It's not limited to particular development environments or programming languages. It actually can use widely available tools and development environments, as well as the most popular programming languages, as the last slide showed. It's lower cost development, with many current developers knowledgeable about this technology. The REST API is also future-proof supporting platform-independent clients, including both mobile and desktop clients, and not just limited to a Windows desktop computer. It's also easier to deploy, more secure, and more scalable. So for help with our BarTender REST API, you can always work with one of our reseller partners or with our professional services team, whether it's to get training or for a specific project. So that's been a quick review of the 4 main new features in BarTender 2022. There's also a number of smaller enhancements added for this final release, as you can see here. I'm not going to cover these enhancements now, but I greatly encourage you to check out the What's New guide to learn more about them.
Thanks, Mike. We hope you're as excited about this release as we are here at Siegel Scientific. Now let's take a look at how BarTender 2022 can be put to use. And for that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Lee. Lee? Oh, you're muted. Let me unmute you. Please.
There we go. Okay. Well, thanks, Carolyn. Sorry for that, everybody. But as Carolyn told you, I'm Lee Stevens. I'm a senior sales engineer for Siegel Scientific. And in the next few slides, I'm going to show you how BarTender 2022 can help you, our customers, unify your printing operations across uses, applications, and your world. To show how BarTender 2022 can help companies unify and standardize their printing, we created a model company called Resupply. Resupply and its challenges are pulled from the feedback we got from our BarTender 2022 preview releases. So Resupply faces many of the kinds of printing situations and challenges our real customers face today. A large global operation, Resupply needs to be able to control label printing not only at their own locations, but around the world at a range of partners, including third-party logistics warehouses or 3PLs and contract manufacturers. Beyond just printing the right label on the right printer at the right time, Resupply also faces several strategic situations with their labeling process. These challenges include a dramatic increase in the number and types of labels required, constantly changing label criteria, fewer resources, shorter time frames, and shrinking budgets. At the same time, they need to be planning their labeling strategy not just for next quarter or next year, but for the next several years. Let's see how BarTender 2022 Enterprise can help them. As with most companies, Resupply's labeling is triggered by both automated data sources and by individuals at a keyboard. They need to produce a range of documents on various printers connected either directly, indirectly, or across the internet. Fortunately for Resupply, they got BarTender. And BarTender 2022 can dramatically help Resupply achieve all of these goals and unify their printing across the globe. To start, Resupply quickly realized that BarTender Enterprise's librarian would be the superpower in their label system. By having a single backed up and managed repository of templates, Resupply is able to maintain positive management and control over their labels, while still allowing all printing locations appropriate and timely access to the labels they need. For example, BarTender 2022's print station now supports Librarian, allowing Resupply to position kiosk-type printing control stations across their internal network, with each station using the same labels in a managed and controlled fashion. For more remote locations that have only internet access, BarTender 2022's print portal, now available in professional and automation editions as well as enterprise, makes managed remote printing easy to set up and control. Because in the enterprise edition, Print Portal and Print Station both use the same librarian repository, the same templates can be used for both internal and external printing, eliminating the need for duplicate files while also eliminating the chance of obsolete labels accidentally being used. Even better, The fact that PrintStation and Print Portal now share the same user interface, training for the two platforms can also be unified, something Resupply immediately took advantage of. And last, but certainly not least, the BarTender 2022's Enterprise REST APIs makes tying into BarTender simple and straightforward. This means BarTender 2022 can quickly and easily integrate with a wide range of database platforms, such as ERPs, WMSs, and LIMS. Using the BarTender REST APIs greatly speeded up Resupply's system integration efforts, while also helping them develop a more resilient and robust printing platform. In fact, they are now looking at tying in BarTender 2022 Enterprise as the printing engine for their own cloud-based products and services. All in all, Resupply quickly discovered that deploying BarTender 2022 Enterprise greatly simplifies and enhances all their printing efforts. Carolyn?
Thanks, Lee. That was a great walkthrough. Always so creative. BarTender 2022 is much more than design and print. BarTender 2022 reduces downtime, eliminates label inefficiencies, and maximizes your printing investment. When you think automation, start with BarTender 2022. Now that you've seen all the new capabilities, let's hear from Mike again about how you can get BarTender 2022 today.
Great, thanks Carolyn, and thanks Lee. So BarTender 2022 features are available across the 4 different BarTender editions, as you can see in this slide here. Note that each higher edition includes all the features in the lower editions. We see that Print Portal is now available across Professional, Automation, and Enterprise editions. There's still some great reasons to get Print Portal and Enterprise edition, especially if you need integration with our librarian document management system as well as workflows. Print Portal and Enterprise edition also fully supports all the user access, security, and centralized logging features. The new BarTender REST API is available in Automation and Enterprise editions. Note that we've added a new workflow action to the over 70 other actions available in Integration Builder in the Automation edition. The newly redesigned PrintStation is available in Professional, Automation, and Enterprise editions. And finally, the new SAP HANA database connector, along with over 20 other database and data file connectors, is also available in Professional, Automation, and Enterprise editions. You can learn more about BarTender and BarTender 2022 on our website, of course. Product information for BarTender 2022 is available in 3 main areas, as you can see in the links above in the title, as well as on the individual product web pages. For the first link, we have a web page that summarizes the features available in BarTender 2022. You can then access the BarTender 2022 datasheet, as well as lots of other information such as case studies, other brochures, and other technical documents on the Resources tab on each BarTender edition product webpage. And finally, you can also directly access all the new and updated technical documents on our Technical Documents webpage. For technical resources and support, you can go to our support site. If you are new to BarTender, make sure you check out the resources under the Getting Started tab. For existing and new users, you can also find more information on how to update the BarTender 2022. You can also access our community forums and support articles. And finally, you can directly contact technical support if you need more specific help. So how can you get BarTender 2022? New customers will automatically receive BarTender 2022 with their purchase. For existing customers that are current or have a current maintenance and support agreement, you can simply go to our homepage, siegelsscientific.com, or log into your customer portal account and download BarTender 2022. One of the key benefits of being on maintenance and support is free software updates. Customers who have an expired maintenance and support agreement will need to renew their agreement. You can contact your local reseller or us for more information. Be sure and ask about the version update promotion, which is going on right now and good until June the 30th. All quotes will be honored for 30 days. Also note that BarTender system requirements have been updated. We now only support a 64-bit version, We saw that with BarTender 2021 that over 94% of our customers were already just using a 64-bit version. And with that, that's our presentation for today. Hopefully we were able to give you a good overview of BarTender 2022, and I thank you for your time and attention. So I think now we can switch over to our question and answer period. And I'll go and open up the questions here. And Lee and myself and Carolyn can help answer some of these questions. All right. All right, got quite a few questions here already. Bear with me. All right. First question is, does the REST API support HTTPS? And the answer is definitely yes. So does print portal printing allow for dynamic content update like QR codes? Maybe you can help answer that, Lee?
Sure. Short answer, yes. So print portal printing is pretty much exactly the kind of printing you might do also with PrintStation, or just opening up BarTender and telling it that you're ready to do a print, and the data entry form pops up. So that it's going to take the data that you enter into it or that you direct it to go and access, and it will automatically update the symbology for that QR code according to the information that it receives.
Great, thanks, Lee. Let's see, I assume that Label Designer still requires a Windows desktop, or is this also part of Print Portal? So the answer is, oh, go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, I was going to say the answer is yes. BarTender is still Windows software, and that includes the Print Portal software that runs on top of Windows IIS. Now, Print Portal web pages can be accessed from any device, be it iOS, Android, Raspberry Pi, Linux, whatever, as long as it has a modern browser. But Print Portal software is Windows. Print Portal web pages open to the internet.
All right, thank you, Lee. Let's see. Does the new SAP HANA data connector also support S4 HANA? And the answer is no, although the SAP HANA database connector is specifically for SAP HANA databases. SAP S4 is actually their ERP system, and you can actually connect through that to that with BarTender using Integration Builder or one of our APIs, including the BarTender REST API or the .NET SDK API. Let's see, one of the challenges, oh, sorry.
Well, it's kind of a good follow-on from that question you had. We have a question here. Can the REST API be used to get data from an ERP database?
Okay.
And the answer to that is absolutely. That's part of the reason why we have implemented the API, is that EMSs, WMSs, ERPs, etc. Most of the modern ones do have the ability to do call outs to APIs. And so the REST API can definitely be used as the integration point for an ERP, such as SAP or Dynamics or any of the others out there.
Where can customers find out more about the BarTender REST API actually?
Probably, first of all, we've got a lot of information on it, including in our technical documents section on our website. But if you want to see it actually sort of live and in use, one of the best things is to go to our YouTube channel. And I think I pushed out a link to it earlier. We did a webinar back in February, the sales engineers, where we actually showed you how to use the BarTender API, how to use some of the tools such as Swagger that we include to do your testing and to start going to town with the BarTender REST API.
All right, great. Thanks, Lee. And let's see, a different question here is, can BarTender 2022 Enterprise be installed or run on a cloud hosting service like Amazon AWS, Amazon Web Services, AWS, or Microsoft Azure?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, internally, we run BarTender from both of those platforms. So there's not a question. And there is if you go into our support portal and you simply type in, say AWS, you're going to find a link to an article there on how to work with Amazon. So, and the same rules pretty much govern for Azure, and in truth for most of the cloud platforms that are out there.
Awesome, thank you, Lee. Let's see, it's another question here is, we are actually using the 32-bit version of BarTender 2021 due to 32-bit Office being already installed on the same server. So how will this customer upgrade to, will they need to upgrade their Office to 64-bit when they upgraded BarTender 2022, which is 64-bit only?
Okay, so they will need Windows 64-bit, but that's pretty much the way that it's coming out of Microsoft now anyway. So BarTender 2022 is a 64-bit based platform, and the odds are you will be needing to update 32-bit applications to 64-bit. If that is a challenge for you, then you might want to remain on BarTender 2021 until you get those updates completed, and then go ahead and do the update to 2022. But everybody ought to be moving off the 32-bit platforms. 64-bit not only is more powerful and more capable, it's also going to be using the newest and latest software, and so far more secure.
Great, thanks, Lee. Here's a question. I think you've answered this for other customers before, but Lee, we have a large library of labels ranging from labels saved in BarTender 10.0 all the way to BarTender 2021. We have Enterprise Edition and plan to update to 2022. Is there a way to import all of these into Librarian?
The answer is yes. And it's actually a great opportunity for you right now, because if you have been building in your labels all on the older BarTender systems, you have those labels pre-intelligent template. And with intelligent template, you have the ability now to modernize those labels and greatly reduce the number. We are seeing customers reducing by 80 and 90% the number of different templates they're having to deal and manage with, simply by modernizing the template as they come up, making one template do the work of 10, and then putting that into Librarian. For more advice and help on this, by all means, contact us through your BarTender partner. We're eager to help on that modernization effort, because your labels should be as modern as the platform that you're printing them on.
Awesome, thank you, Lee. And let's see. I think this question is, do we have, are we able to support NetSuite or Oracle NetSuite?
The answer is yes. We have many customers running on NetSuite, and we have a number of partners that specialize with NetSuite. So if you have more questions, again, contact us through your BarTender partner, and we can point you in the direction of the resources you might want to go talk to.
Great, thanks, Lee. And then let's see here. Is there support for running BarTender Designer on a virtual desktop like Citrix?
Yes. And again, the best place you can go to find out more is you can try going into the BarTender help and type in Citrix, or go, it's actually kind of faster, just go to the print portal and type in Citrix, and you're going to find a wealth of information there on how BarTender can be used with Citrix services.
All right, thank you, Lee. Let's see, another question. Can we use Print Portal if a job has a data entry form? For example, querying a part number or entering date and quantity.
Yes, absolutely. That's part of why we made Print Portal the way it is it does support the data entry forms, and those data entry forms can connect back to external databases for lookup.
All right, I think we're running to the end here. There's a quick question as to whether we have a Java client today, and I think the answer is no to that for now.
Right.
And I think that brings us to most of the major questions, except for the ones that are a little more specific, which I'm not covering per se, but we'll answer those individually.
Yep.
So yeah, so I think we're near the end here, and I think as Carolyn mentioned, everyone that's registered for the webinar, whether you attended today or not, will receive a follow-up email with a link to the recording, as well as a link to the slides that Lee, Carolyn, and myself presented today. So I say it again, thank you everyone for your time and attention. And look forward to you using BarTender 2022 in the future.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.